Hey guys, what's going on? This is Eric Broadus, and back again with another video, and welcome to my channel, Eric Broadus YouTube. And today the topic that I briefly want to touch on is maintaining your health in the military. And why did I pick this particular topic? Well, maintaining your health in the military is essential in order to have a successful career. And when I thought about this topic, I'll share a personal experience. Now, in the armed forces, the military population is abnormally healthy. Now, what they do is they select the best qualified candidates with good health, and that is what they go to recruit in the armed forces. Thus, as a result, you're going to have in the military a population that is much healthier than, say, on the civilian side because of the standards. Now, in the military, pertaining to your health, they do have obviously certain health and fitness standards, and they expect those to be maintained. Here's the reasoning and the logic behind it. In the armed forces, if you are not healthy, then you are not fit to serve. It's basically called fit to fight. And so in the military, what they do consider each uniform member. They look at their health and they basically do what's known as a checks and balances. And it's basically, are you a liability or are you an asset? And if you have certain health issues, you would be considered not qualified for worldwide deployment. Now, when I talk about worldwide deployment, that means that can the military ship you on a tour duty anywhere in the world, and would you be fit for service? And when I talk about these tour duties, I'll make it more, say, towards combat. That'd probably be more easier, relatable, or for people to understand. But they want to be sure that you are a healthy body and that you have a healthy mind, and that you are not going to be a liability if they have to ship you out to a deployed location where the United States military may have to delve into combat. And the armed forces, they do not like having to carry liabilities. When I was in the military, I've known friends that they had certain ailments such as high blood pressure, diabetes, and these ailments, what it did, the military or that branch of service would put them on a certain list, which meant that they had to stay. They can only be stationed in the armed force, and they had to stay at their home station. They couldn't go on any tour duties. They were not worldwide qualified, so they couldn't be deployed. And some of them eventually, the armed forces eventually wound up discharging them because they didn't consider that military member useful. And it may not seem fair, but that is the rules of the game in the military. You have to have a healthy mind and a healthy body in order for you to be considered useful to Uncle Sam in the military. And even though it may sound a little bit harsh, like we were being used, or like military members are used as cattle or robots, there is a method to the madness, and it does make sense. In a deployed location, you don't want to have anybody that has a certain ailment that could cause them to get sick while they're deployed, or may even result in death. If it's each team member counts, and so if you have to rely on that member and they're part of your team or your unit, you don't need them going down or getting sick. If they go into, say, a diabetic shock while you're out in a location, say, where there's no doctors or medical facilities, then what do you do? Or if you're in a combat situation and you have one of your service members go into diabetic shock, or say maybe seizures, you can see the problem that it can cause. And so the military doesn't, they like to eliminate as many weak links in the cog on the wheel as possible. And by in actuality, if you think about it, because of the nature of their business or what they do in that industry, it is fair. And so they want the healthiest bodies and the healthiest minds that they can get, along with those healthy minds and those healthy bodies maintaining that branch of services fitness standards. And if you do not meet those standards, whether it is with your health and also with your fitness, then the military may give you several waivers, maybe two or three waivers, maybe at the most. It depends on your commander, but at that point they will figure it's not worth investing any more time, money, or resources in that military member, and we need to discharge them and return them to civilian life. And so the armed forces, it is not for everybody. For some people living that particular lifestyle, it may be a bit too restricted, or maybe too disciplined, or maybe a bit too structured for some people. But these are things that you have to consider. Now, and I know I jumped off point, but I talked about in my own personal life, in my career in the military, I had a situation where I had gotten an injury. I believe it was somewhere around where one of my hip flexors, and I think it affected my sciatic nerve. And what happened is that I had to go on what's in the military we call it sick call, when you have to call in or have to go see a doctor and leave duty, or maybe not report for work because you're going in to go see the doctor. And what happened is I had the same ailment that kept reoccurring, something like about 5 times within 6 months. And so what I was told by a doctor, they said, okay, if you come in one more time for the same ailment and injury in 6 months, then what's going to happen is the military is going to do an assessment, a health assessment, and they're going to reevaluate your health and fitness, and then they'll make a decision administratively to see whether or not I was fit to serve in the armed forces. And upon that, if the fitness board, or if the this medical examination board determined that because I had the same ailment that it wasn't worth keeping me in the military, then I would be administratively discharged. So this is just a heads up for those that are serving in the military, and for those of you that intend to go in, you need to know the rules of the game and know exactly what you are signing up for and what the armed forces expectation is. And this doesn't matter. This is for all across the board, for every branch of service. If you are unable to stay healthy and you are not considered worldwide qualified to be deployed to any forward location, or to any base or any operation that they need you for, then the military will make quick work. They will evaluate you, and if they determine that you're not worth investing any more money and resources in, then they are going to discharge you and return you back to civilian life. Because for what they need, they don't feel that you would be a useful member to the team and what the military's vision and purpose is. But just something to consider. And for those of you that are in the military, do not abuse the system in terms of going to sick call too many times for the same injury or ailment. And if you really think about it, it does make sense, because per military member, the armed forces, each branch of service, the government, they do spend a lot of money per soldier, per airman, per sailor, Marine, Coast Guards. I mean, each member of the armed forces, that includes reserves, National Guard too, they invest a lot of money, and the Uncle Sam expects a return on his investment, especially in an outfit like the military where they have more control. So again, make sure to take care of your health while you're in the military. And for those of you that are considering joining the military, make sure you take care of your health. Take care of your health, because if your health is not good when you get to MEPS, when you go to the MEPS station, they're gonna reject you and turn you back around, and either you may be able to come back and reapply after, say, maybe 6 months, or they may determine that you are unfit for military service. And you would not believe what the military comes up with. You know, there's some people that you would think that, you know, are really healthy bodies, but the military may find 1 or 2 things wrong, and they deem that individual unfit to serve in the armed forces. And if you are a hypochondriac, the military is definitely not for you. And, you know, if you're a hypochondriac, the military is not for you. But it's some food for thought, and for you guys at the end, make sure, like I said, take care of your health, and you want to make sure that you are always worldwide qualified to be deployed. If you are not worldwide qualified to be deployed, it is only a matter of time before the that individual branch of service is going to send you up to a medical evaluation or examination board, and then they'll examine, and it's a cost-benefit analysis. You know, are you worth keeping in the military, or should they discharge you? And if you are unable to be deployed or go on tour duties, or the Navy and I believe the Coast Guard and Marines, I think, call it a TAD, but it's the same thing, it's a tour duty. If you are unable to deploy, then more than likely your career probably will be cut short. And for those of you that are going in, make sure that you take care of your health. You have to make sure that you're fit when you decide to sign up and enlist in the armed forces, and also during your career you need to make sure you maintain your health and meet the fitness standards, because you don't want to be put on any type of control roster. And once they put you on that roster, that means now you're coded, and once they have that code on you, that means they got their eye on you, and now you're being weighed in the balance. So you want to take care of your health and make sure you meet and exceed the fitness standards, because this right here is your career. But that's all I have. It's just something really quick, you know, and just some food for thought for those of you that are currently serving in the armed forces, and for those that intend to enlist into the military. You know, make sure, maintain your health while in the military, because you have to be able to be deployed anywhere on call when the military calls on you. But that's all I have, guys, for this video. And I want to say thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you, guys. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. And I'm asking, please share my channel, push it out, share it, and please hit that like button. Leave some comments. Let's dialogue, and I want to push out some more of my military content. I had obviously been doing recordings on my audio podcast, Snacks Thoughts, you know, for a minute. So now I'll still be doing Snacks Thoughts, but I definitely want to dig into some more military content and get some more information out there, you know, to you guys, you know. So hey, it's all about helping others. I made my journey and my path through the military, and that season for me is over, but I'm always willing to try and give advice or try to help others out, you know, on their journey, you know, if they're choosing that route. But that's all I have, guys. My channel, YouTube channel, is Eric Broadus YouTube, EricBroadus YouTube, or just go shoot in ericbroadusyoutube.com. And obviously I have my audio podcast, Snacks Thoughts, SnackThoughughts, Snacks Thoughts. And you can find me on Anchor, Spreaker, iTunes, Radio, PBM, SoundCloud. I have, it's a list, Spotify, you know, so check out Snacks Thoughts, you know, join me over there and share that also, guys, all right? Thanks, and guys, have a great weekend and stay safe. Peace.